Hi, I'm Torch the Adjacent Prepper, and welcome back to the garden. So just to start off here, the volunteer tomato seems to have fallen over, so guess that's not being successful. And over here, on the other side of my new steps, I've been doing a bit of an experiment. I took a bunch of black beans from HEB and planted them, and less than a week later I've got black beans growing. So we'll see how this goes. It looks like some of these little guys here, you see what I'm pointing, just sitting on the surface doing nothing. Push this down a little, see if they grow. A lot of these don't seem to be growing or doing anything. And some of them are popping up quite well. So far I'm guessing I've got somewhere around a 30 to 40% germination rate. But once again, this was just a complete experiment. I should throw some dirt on top of these guys here. The edge. Actually, I can grab some dirt elsewhere and throw it on top. But looks like I don't need to buy black bean seeds once I move and try to plant black beans. So moving on to the tomatoes, I am still getting a bunch of flowers. Actually, this tomato here on the end is putting on a pile of flowers. I have tried to prune these back a bit and get rid of a bunch of the dead foliage. I'm a little hesitant to prune them too much. I just don't want to like lop off more than about a quarter of the plant in a day. So I'll probably let those recover for a few days. I don't quite know what kind of bugs and disease I've got on this one. But we'll just see how it goes. I've got all these little things growing on the bottom, if you can see that. But my row of tomatoes is continuing. This is the kind of stuff I was trying to prune off, these leaves that are having trouble. Actually, yeah, I'll cut that off later. The plants that didn't get so well supported with cages are still on the ground. I'm just going to let that go. Last one here seems actually pretty healthy. Okay, so over to the potatoes. I'm not exactly sure when I should start digging these up. They seem to keep getting dying off and then growing back. So like a lot of the ones in this bucket have died off and then started growing back. So I'm probably just going to dig them up right before I move. Oh, and I've got those birds up there keep threatening to... I don't like my local animals. They keep stealing my food. Here's my... what was labeled as a jalapeno, but is clearly a tomato. That's still growing and seems to be doing fine. We got some rain this week, and it looks like my poblano here put on a few more inches. No flowers. Well, actually looks like it's a dead flower. Let's see what happens. The one in the back doesn't seem to be doing as well, so that may just be a matter of how much shade they're getting. Wow. This Tabasco also just kind of blew up. This like Y here, I think, is new in the last week, if not the last few days. Looks like that Serrano next to it's also doing well. I'm starting to get some fruit on the Tabascos. Their fruits are smaller than I was expecting, so I'm not sure if I should be cutting those off or not. I'll probably take the one that's bright red already and let the rest redden up. I don't have any fruits growing currently on my Serranos, but I've got a couple blossoms on this guy, so hopefully I'll get some peppers soon. This Tabasco plant here in front hasn't produced anything, but as you can see by this bright orange thing in back, the second Tabasco is getting ready to, well, try to kill me. Those things are... I said to... Okay, I just realized I've been saying Tabascos and I shouldn't have. So let's go really quickly over what's actually here, because that's a habanero, not a Tabasco. At the end, these two are poblanos. Next, we have two. That one, Tabascos. Next, these two are Serranos. And these last two are habaneros. So if I've been saying it wrong this entire video, oh well. So I've got a squirrel running around on the other side of my fence. Sorry, distracted by shiny things. So these are a couple tomatoes I didn't support too well, and they just kind of fell over. And I'm letting them grow because they're still producing flowers. Maybe I'll get some fruit out of them. This one kind of half fell over, and that's definitely bushy and needs to get pruned quite a bit. Because I've also got some dead leaves, or some sort of disease on these leaves that needs to get cut off. Because this plant's currently putting on a huge amount of leaves and not much fruit, so I need to kind of cut off those leaves and let it focus on the important stuff. And even more tomatoes. These are just kind of sitting there. It's a bit of an experiment because these guys are in much more sun during the day compared to my row over there that I moved. These guys I moved are in shade most of the afternoon, but they get some sun in the morning. It's not a particularly sunny day out, actually. Well, it's not horrible. Anyways, my chard seemed to have really liked the amount of extra rain we got. I think I've got these definitely like squeezed in there too much. And some dead leaves. My problem with chard is I like it fresh, I don't like it cooked. So with it all the way over here, I don't eat as much of it because I'd have to put my shoes on and come out here and prune it for every meal. I should probably just move those over next to the stairs. Yeah, these things are just going to move next to the stairs. Which I can't quite do while holding a camera. The joys of growing in containers, you can just pick them up and move them. Yeah, these are both going over here. Okay, and one last thing, and this isn't quite as much fun because you don't get to eat it. Or, I don't get to eat it. But out here in the front, we're starting to get some pink flowers. It looks like we're going to get some more over there. These have mostly been my wife's efforts. I have no idea what these purple things are. They came with the house and they just won't die. And a nice bench. So, as I said last time, this place is still for sale. So, if you happen to want a house in North Austin that has a couple raised beds and some compost in the back and some tomatoes, leave a comment and I can at least connect you to my realtor. And that's it for today.